Hello. Okay. So this week we're going to be starting Pirate Warriors 4. Um, Before we actually do though, I am going to preface this with a couple things. First of all, and first and foremost, this is going to be spoilers if you haven't seen. Um, for anybody who cares, this is going to be spoilers if you haven't seen Dressrosa, Wano, or Whole Cake Island. It's only going to spoil, well, it's going to spoil a lot more of Wano now because of the DLC, but still. Which, by the way, I have every piece of DLC, so we're going to get a bit of interesting thing when I start a new file here. But, so this is going to spoil Wano, Dressrosa, and Whole Cake Island, at least a bit. Some other things that I would like to preface this with. I like this game. This is a game that is worth your time. If you're interested in it, if you have something that can run it, if you can afford it, I would highly suggest that you check this out if you want to. I enjoy this game. This is a fun game. It's worth your time. Probably get it on discount because the DLC adds up quick. However, I say that because I kind of blow negatives out of proportion, and so I am going to be overly, unfairly, and unnecessarily mean to this game throughout the playthrough. So I want to get it out of the way first. I like this game. It's a fun game. I have problems with it that I'm going to harp on. Like, I'm not going to let... Like I said, it's a good game. There are problems with it that I'm not going to let slide. Last thing that I will say beforehand. This is an entirely different beast to Pirate Warriors 3. Which is sort of appropriate because Kaido is the main boss and he leads the Beast Pirates. In the dub, he leads the Animal Kingdom Pirates instead, which is weird. So, let's actually get into this now. I'm going to be starting a new file. For a similar reason than the previous one, I do have a file here that does have a lot of high-level characters that's beaten the main story, etc., etc. But I figured it'd be more fun to go through everything fresh. Kind of, actually. Alright, new save. Yeah, this is fun. So we're gonna see a lot of stuff here. New old costume for Luffy. Luffy Taro for Luffy. Zoro is playable now. Zorojiro is now selectable. Nami's now playable. Fun fact about Nami, she and every member of the Straw Hats that joins after Chopper, like Chopper, Robin, Frankie, Rook, and Nami, they're not playable until the time skip. And their pre-time skip versions are in this game, but are not playable. That's one of the things that I'm going to harp on. Like, this is the only costume that Nami gets, and it's free DLC. Sanji is now selectable. Sanji has a new costume. Hancock is now selectable. Hancock gets a new costume. Law is now selectable. Law now has 2 new costumes. Oh, and then, these guys. Yeah, just ignore all those. Smoothie, Packer, Judge, Drake, Killer, Urug, Okiku, Kinemon, Odin, Luffy, Kaido, Yamato. It's Soul Map 0, Soul Special Log, Yamato's Adventures, Soul Map 1. Here we go. We've gotten through all the DLC. Oh, and the first thing that you are forced to do in this game when you start up a new file will spoil something in Dressrosa. Very specific.
One Piece! 海賊無双4で候
Interesting. Oh. Shut up. I don't want to go online. I can't even afford it right now. Yeah. One thing I'm also going to, well, I'll mention that when I unlock something. When I unlock something specific. Yeah, like I said, this entire game is like a different beast entirely to Pirate Warriors 3, especially in terms of gameplay. But yeah, this will spoil two things. This will spoil Dressrosa and one of the actual final levels, or one of the actual levels in the final chapter of the story mode. Say hi to Wano.
おい、カイドウぶっ飛ばすのは俺だからな。邪魔すんなよ、ギターを。
ねこら、人の話聞いてねえのかバカザル。カイドウを倒すのは俺だ。
Oh, and something cute. Luffy has a nickname for Kid as well as for Kid. His nickname is Gag.
片付けるのが先だろ。まともに進めねえ。あと、カイドウをぶっ飛ばすのはこの俺だ。
Oh yeah, and you can jump in this game, apparently. Although, this is the tutorial level, so I guess they'll let some bits of it off. There we go. Yeah, you can jump. Yeah, Wano is the traditional Japanese level, or traditional Japanese part. Destructible buildings. Yeah, we just gotta break that. No big deal. And a dash, because we now have a stamina meter. Yeah, stuns also work differently. Instead of strong characters having a power-up state that they can just enter at certain points, all strong enemies now have a bar. And they don't get stunned until that bar is broken. like I said, this is literally an entire... This is like the third to last level in the game. And it's just used as a tutorial. Also, say hi to Big Mom.
ビッグマム、もう着いたのか。こうなったら先にあいつをぶっ飛ばそう。
One of the big selling points of this game was the concept of giant characters. I mentioned this before. And then here's how you do special moves. Okay, easy execution. I don't use this personally, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, okay. That's how it works.
止められるもんなら止めてみろ。出てこい麦わら。この島にいるのは分かってるんだ。
Yeah, so the draw for this game is having giant characters, which is basically it just means that certain characters who are supposed to be like fucking massive, like 30 feet tall, are actually 2 scale in this game. Like, the Luffy model in this game is literally to the knee of Katakuri in this game. And she is as big as she's supposed to be. As you can see. That's how that works. Yeah, like I said, I've played this game before. I've actually perfected this game on Xbox. I don't blame you. But I perfected this game on Xbox, and I kind of forget some of the mechanics. Because, unsurprisingly, I don't really play this one as much as Pirate Warriors 3. Oh yeah, this is the replacement for Kazuna Rush, called Full Force Burst. Everyone has a unique one, basically. And generally speaking, it just powers you up. But some characters have special ones that they're about to teach you about. Like, I think Luffy's technically triggers secondary effects. Damn, you do realize that we didn't pick that name. Oh, hey. Bye, Mom. Hi, Kaido.
飛ばされた。
I mean, yeah, she was launched by a single attack, but she
小僧がたった二人で俺を倒そうだ。
やっぱり強えなカイドウ。俺の全力を受けてみろ。
Oh! Oh! They showed this one first. Okay, that's... I guess. So, this is not just 4th gear. This is 4th gear Snake Man. I guess Pontus turned off at us too. Yeah, this is the form that he used to fight, that he achieved and used to fight Kafuri. Oh yeah, and Kid lost an arm during the time skip. I know he wasn't really good last game, but still. I guess Luffy is dead. And so is Kid, but he's over.
グランドラインの果てにあるというワンピース。その宝を狙い、世界中の海賊が
So I mentioned DLC, like this game recently got DLC like a month ago. One of these still upcoming DLC packs involves making Roger playable. And I want to see that. Unfortunately, the DLC that has Roger in it is the second DLC. The next one in line that we should be getting soon-ish, like within a couple months, maybe. Hopefully by the end of the year. The next one has Uta from Film Red, and so people are thinking that it's going to be a movie pack containing a bunch of movie characters.
そして少年の冒険は10年後のこの場所から始まる。10年後。
やあ、今日は船出日和だな。まずは仲間集めだ。10人は欲しいな。よっしゃー、行くぞー。海賊王に俺はなる。
Treasure log is now wonderful. one thing real quick. Also, very cute detail. You'll notice that Nami is now in her free time skip design. The ship that you're on in like the main menu here will change depending on the last level that you played in the free log, the last like story level that you played. Anything pre-time skip, they're all in the pre-time skip designs. Anything post-time skip, they're all in post-time skip designs on the Sunny. And that's a really cute detail to me. Like, oh! And I just realized that's another cool thing about this menu. It adds on characters once you get them in the story mode. Like, it adds on... Like, Robin is supposed to be the system. Robin is supposed to be like the character you see in the system menu, or like in the main menu generally. But she's not here yet because we haven't beat Alabasta. And I adore stuff like that. But one thing I would like to point out, that is a very infamous character in the One Piece community. For a very specific reason. I'm not getting into that for right now. I'm going to say he, like the game does. And leave it at that. And if anybody comes in here and starts that shit, I'm going to find out how to ban you. Alright, so once more, small issue I have with this game. This is the Alabasta arc. There are 3 levels in this game. There are 3 levels in this story mode, in this chapter. There are 3 levels in this chapter. There are 5 stages. 2 of them are one-on-one bosses. This game does that a lot. It's just you are plopped down with a boss. You are not leaving until one of you dies. And that's the whole stage.
かくしてモンキー・D・ルフィは幼い頃に出会った偉大な海賊赤髪のシャンクスとの約束を果たすため
I also don't
一
actually
人
know how much of
海
the
に
story
出
we're
た。
getting through this time
そして
because I'm not
いつか
entirely...
海賊王になるという
I
夢を
can't
胸
really
に
gauge...
海を進むルフィはイーストブルーで
I
さま
can't
ざま
really
な出会いを経
gauge
験する
very much
海賊狩り
very
の
well
剣士ゾロ
the length of these
狙撃
stages
手のウソップ
in comparison to part
コ
where
ックのサンジ
So
航海士のナミそして
we'll just fuck
海
around
賊
and
船
find out, I guess.
ゴーイングメリー号を航海の仲間に加えた
Well, also, we're just skipping
ルフィたち
entirely
が目指すことに決めたの
into
は世界中の海賊たちがしのぎを削るグランドラインその果てにはかつての海賊王ゴールド・ロジャーが残したと言われるワンピースがあるとされる数々の仲間と共にイーストブルーの名だたる強者や海賊たちを倒したルフィは3000万ベリーの賞金首となっていた長い航海に備えるために立ち寄った町ローグタウンで海軍大佐白陵のスモーカーに追われたがなんとか振り切りイーストブルーを後にする
俺はオールブルーを見つけるために
俺は海賊王
俺は大剣豪に
私は世界地図を書くため
俺は勇敢なる海の戦士になるためだ。
ルフィと仲間たちは未知なる冒険を前にそれぞれの夢と目標を
That is a very impressive
改めて宣言するの
or
だ
Usopp,
行くぞグランドライン。
and I'm arguing Zoro.
グランドラインに入り新たな冒険を始めたルフィたちの前に秘密犯罪会社バロックワークスに潜入していたアラバスタ王国王女ビビと出会うバロックワークスによる内乱を止めたいと願うビビを祖国に送ることに決めた一味だったがナミが高熱を発して倒れてしまうそこでビビは一つの提案をする
一刻も早くナミさんの病気を治してそしてアラバスタへそれがこの船の最高速度でしょ
ドラム王国に上陸した一味は国唯一の医者ドクター・クレハにナミを見せ
Okay, it's
クレ
genuinely
ハの弟子
Curtis.
で人の実を食べたトナカイチョッパーと出会う ルフィたちはチョッパーを戦意として一味に誘うが、人間にもトナカイにも拒まれた化け物である自分は仲間にはなれないという。
誘ってくれてありがとう。俺はここに残るけど、いつかまたさ、気が向いた
I
ら
like
ここ
that
へ
in this cutscene they kept the little detail of
ナミ
Sanji
の
pass,
病状
being
も
passed
無
the
事
fuck
回復
out
し、
and
チョッパーを
Nami
仲間に
and
加
Luffy
え
just
て
dragging him
冒
along.
険を再開した一味はビビの祖国アラバスタへと舵を取る。
Alright. The cool thing about this game, for one cool thing I will say about this game, you can change your outfit before you finish the level first. Before you finish the level the first time around. So if I wanted to... Oh, stupid. Okay, I guess you're only limited to pre and post time skip outfits in this game, but still, you can swap them around. You can swap them around freely your first time through. Let's go Zoro. Oh, okay.
ぼちぼち時間だ。
Yeah, so this game, every character in the game has a type. They are either a power type, speed type, a technique type, or a flight type, or a sky type, excuse me. Power type, oh right. So this is actually a really cool detail too. The loading screens are dynamic. You can move around this telescope to look around, and
ヒーロー？クロコダイルはアラバスタのヒーローなの？
you can look around with the telescope, and sometimes during that like loading screen, you will see Panda Man, which is just a gag character that Oda made up because I guess he just likes pandas. And during the loading screen, you have like this little mini game. Well, not really a mini game, but still. You have this little challenge to try and find him if he spawned. You noticed, and I was kind of late in finding him, but you could see him. The first loading screen, you can actually see him in the windows of one of the giant pyramid building in the background. That is a very cute detail that I actually adore.
ええ、クロコダイルは桜花七部会、つまり世界政府公認の海賊ってこと。
And then we
国の
have to
人
get
たち
through
にとっては町を襲う海賊たちを
the
追い払って
standard
くれるの
explanation of a warlord.
七部会でも海軍でもありがたさには変わりはないの。
しかしその英雄が実はアラバスタを乗っ取ろうとしてるとはみんな夢にも思ってねえんだろうな。
クロコダイルは国を乗っ取るためにアラバスタで暴動を起こそうとしてる。まずはそれを抑えてバロックワークスを追い出すことができればアラバスタは救われる。
話は分かったわ。あれ？ルフィは？
Well, Luffy went to find his brother. On accident.
うわー！腹減ったー！飯はどこだ？飯！
麦わら。やっぱり来たか、この国へ。
お前、あの時の煙、なんでこんなところに？
ローグタウンじゃあと一歩で逃げられたが、ここで必ず捕らえてやる。
とりあえず逃げるしかねえ。
So a couple things here. Hey, Toshigi.
タシギ、海兵どもを緊急招集。町をくまなく回って麦わらの一味を探せ。
麦わらの一味が。了解です。今度こそ海賊狩りのゾロを捕まえて刀を。
捕まってたまるか。
There is a very interesting theory that has gotten a lot more traction recently regarding Zoro and Tashigi. I am not happy that those are theories that are happening, and I'm not going to really I'm not really going to discuss them because that also goes into manga spoilers at this point, so kind of mean of me to bring them up and just dismiss them like that, but still.
逃がすかホワイトブロー。
かげろ
ー。やめときな。お前は煙だろうが、俺は火だ。俺とお前の能力じゃ勝負はつかねえよ。
Something I'd like to apologize for. In a previous stream, I called Sabo a twunk. Or I called Sabo a twink. I would like to rescind that statement. He is clearly a twunk.
てめえか。白ひげ海賊団の2番隊会長がこの国に何の用だ。ポートガス D エース。
弟をね、探してんだ。
エース。
変わらねえな、ルフィ。
So, fun fact about Ace. When he was first introduced, he was face down asleep in a bowl of soup. Or more specifically, his introduction in Alabasta. The first time we see him in Alabasta, he was at a restaurant, just having some soup, and then partway through, with his spoon still raised, he just conks out. I am not entirely sure, but he just conks out face down in the soup, asleep. And everybody in the restaurant is like, what is his problem? Did you just poison him? What's going on? Before Ace just like bolts upright like, oh, whoops, I fell asleep again. Also, there's a funny little scene of Smoker going into the same restaurant, sitting down next to Ace, and ordering food, and neither of them realizing who the other is. It like kind of takes Smoker a second to register. I'm sorry, who are you? Okay. So, this is entirely different. Well, first of all, character unlock conditions. You can actually see how and where you're supposed to unlock each character. Well, all of them get... You see all the requirements at the end of the game once you've beaten Wano. But, yeah, this shows off some of the characters that we have. Like, all the DLC characters. There is one that I am very specifically ignoring, by the way, for reasons that I hope are obvious. There we go. Oh yeah, and all the DLC characters are now just crew level 5 because they don't have any other bonuses. They don't give you coins, and you already have their other maps, so... This is the growth map. Every node on this map represents an upgrade, and all of them need to be bought with specific coins and berries. This upgrade system, in my opinion, is kinda shit. Because you have to farm out thousands of coins for the log hose, the transponder snail, and berries. For everyone. Everyone uses the transponder snail, berry, and log post coin to upgrade. And each character has 3 maps. There's one map that applies to everyone, which is the beginning map. And then each character gets 2 other maps that are specific to them. And except for like DLC characters, you get those by leveling up their crew levels. And then this is DLC, which is basically the same thing, but with souls, which are harder to get, apparently, or something. I haven't actually looked into this very much, frankly. And then you can assign specials. You can assign any 4 of your specials to the 4 slots. Right now I only have 4, so... And then skills, once again. These are just the same things as last time. Same thing, same skills as last time. Okay, and then... half an hour into this stream, we are just now getting to the first level of the game. Oh, right. So there isn't a skill like in the last game where you can deal damage to Logia types, when they're in Logia state. You have to break their guard before you can damage them. There's also going to be a bit of a... Yeah, each type of character can, their full force bursts usually just make them better at whatever they do. Like full force, like power types just get stronger attacks and stronger smash attacks, which you see here. There might also be a slight learning curve, because for some reason they decided the jump button in 4 should be X, which in 3 is the dash button. Okay, I'm not gonna literally make it, but hold still so I can take it. There we go. Oh. Thanks, Usopp, for the giant sea of oh, right. Font was also moved to a D-pad button for some reason. Yeah, unlike in Pirate Warriors 3, territories aren't just specific blocks of the map, or there aren't like specific square areas that are just smaller chunks of the map. Territories are instead just an entire section of the map. because the maps themselves are way bigger than they used to be. Which again, that's to facilitate people with giant character. Yeah, and this. Oh, right. Oh, okay. Yeah, and in this game, there's only like one treasure chest model. So instead of a gold chest for money and a regular chest for food or healing items. Oh yeah. So fun fact, that little pedestal that Ace is standing on right now cannot be destroyed because it needs to exist for this cutscene. So there isn't really a... There isn't really an... There isn't really anything in this game like the treasure events in Power Players 3, like secret events that you have to do special things to see. Basically, if a story event is going to happen, then it will happen no matter what. Once you get a certain part through it. The issue, but there are like submissions that you have. Basically, you don't necessarily have to do this for basically submissions. You don't have to do these to finish the level, but if you do, you get a bonus. So, Usopp is actually a technique type. That's why he leaves, like, seas of oil around. Technique types are basically the weird ones. They either require setup or a very odd playstyle. Which is also why I actually really don't like playing Robin in this game. She is a technique type, and I don't really get her gimmick. Sanji here actually starts as a speed type. No! See you all again. Or see you again. But as I was saying, Sanju is a speed type. Well, starts off as a speed type before becoming a sky type in His post times get better.
みんなどこへ？
There's a very specific reason that he becomes a sky type.
おっと君は
あなたは待ちなさい。逃がしません。
Now, I played this level, I think last night, in preparation for the stream. To kind of remind myself of how it works. And I played as a giant character. I forgot how much easier this game is as a giant character.
海賊は悪です。見逃すわけにはいきません。
Oh yeah, as you can see, the name of the game in this one is Juggling. You're going to see me not all the way around, especially in points like later in Wano, when we're fighting a bunch of giant
どうにか
characters.
振り切らねえと。
この手で。
There. Now she's dealt with.
私一人ではスモーカーさんと合流しないと。
今のうちにさっさと行こう。
I really do feel bad for Shigi. She gets shafted almost every time she appears. Oh, that. That needs a smaller hitbox. Yeah, I'm going to have to do a lot of farming on off stream for this.
いつまでも逃げ切れると思うな。
So the leader of every territory you capture in this game, they will spawn at the closest enemy spawner to you, even if that's halfway across the map. Okay, that's just saying how the little sky types.
麦わらの一味。
Oh, that's another thing they kind of ignore. Getting this race doesn't really matter in this game. You only need to get one S rank for an achievement, and that's it. The rest of the time, S ranks just give you more money at the end of the stage. On the bright side, I probably will wind up doing 100% run of this game on stream. Because it is significantly easier. Wait, I'm making the buttons. But yeah, like I mentioned, the only straw hats that you get access to 3 times gift are Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and Usopp.
あとは俺がやる。おめえは撤退しろ。
Mario. Like an effective anti-smoking campaign. Look at that joke. Okay, Usopp, honey, if you could at least set these on fire first. This is taking so long. I forgot how long this took without skills or stats. There.
スモーカー大佐と連絡が取れん。麦わらはどこだ。今のうちに敵を巻くぞ。
Thank you for the assistance, Ace. With all your long-range techniques.
兄ちゃん、さっきのやつはお前の兄貴なのか?
Alright.
あ、俺の兄ちゃんだ。エースは俺より3つ上だから、3年早く島を出たんだ。
He got off the island 3 years earlier than Luffy, immediately shipwrecked, and then got one of the strongest devil fruits in the world.
とにかく強えんだ、エースは。勝負して1回も勝ったことなかった。
あんたが一度も生身の人間に？
そうさ、負け負けだった。でも今やったら俺が勝つね。
お前が誰に勝てるって？
For the record, this conversation is supposed to be happening on the Mary, but
エース。
ああ、こいつはどうも。皆さん、うちの弟がいつもお世話に。 いや、全く。 とにかくまあ、会えてよかった。ほら、これをお前に渡したかった。
あ、紙切れじゃんか。
his daddy's
そいつを
gonna
持っ
be
て
in
ろ。
this game soon.
ずっとだ。
Well, eventually.
その紙切れが、俺とお前をまた引き合
Although
わ
I
せ
kind of like how I think his mom gave him his freckles.
出来の悪い弟を持つと、兄貴は心配なんだ。お前らもこいつには手役だろうが、よろしく頼むよ。
もう行くのか？
ああ、俺は今、重罪人を追ってる。最近は黒ひげと名乗ってるらしいが、もともとは白ひげ海賊団2番隊隊員、俺の部下だ。奴は海賊船で最悪の罪、仲間殺しをして船から逃げた。隊長の俺が始末をつけなきゃならねえ。そんなことでもねえ限り、俺はこの海を逆走したりしねえよ。
But the paper doesn't actually have anything on it. It's
次に会
literally
う
just
時
a
は
blank piece of paper.
海賊の高みだ。
Funnily enough, or cutely, a cute detail. Nami actually winds up sewing a
高
pocket.
みへ。ルフィ。
Yeah, the piece of paper is this thing called a Beaver card. It's a piece of paper that's made with that's made in a very specific shop in the New World that I don't think we've seen yet. But oh, shut up. Um, I don't think we've seen the shop that makes them yet. Again, this is cruel. This is just how you get more coins or their second map. But Viva cards are made in a special shop in the New World with basically a bit of the person, basically a bit of a person, like some strands of hair or some nail clippings, something like that. They combine that with a piece of paper, and then that makes a Viva card. The Viva cards, he's excited. The Viva cards, if you just hold one in the palm of your hand, the Viva card will try and like scoot across your hand in the direction the person it was made from is. So like that Viva card, if Luffy just holds it in the palm of his hand, it'll try and scoot back to Ace. And I mean, he's always hot. He's fire. But a Viva card is actually very special because not only will it point you towards who it was made from, in this case Ace, it will also basically directly show their life force. As a person who, so like with Ace's Viva card, if he's like dying or getting hurt or something, the card itself will start to burn. And if the person it's made from dies, it just burns away completely. If they heal, it will heal as well, but Viva cards are basically a portable health bar / locator. Nami actually gets one at the end of Thriller Bark that is very relevant in Whole Cake. And speaking of Nami, like I was going to say, Nami actually winds up sewing this like little pocket into Luffy's hat's, like the red strip of fabric around the hat. She sews like a pocket into that so that Luffy can just store the piece of the Viva card in the hat. And that's why Luffy has it with him in Impel Down when he gets sent away, because it was just in his hat and the hat came with him. But yeah, so the bronze coins, you see those? I need quite literally thousands of them throughout this game. Because they are required for every single upgrade to a character that you can get. Oh, and souls. Oh, wait. This is from the DLC upgrade thing. Of like, if you beat certain stronger characters, you get souls. You only get like one if you're not playing the DLC map that came with it that introduced the damn things, but sure. That is a pathetic amount of money. Oh. Oh, right. That makes sense. So yeah, certain characters. No, that was Wano. That was actually one of the several Wano maps in this game. But yeah, every character in this game that's unlockable has a different requirement. Fujitora's unlock requirement is to have like, I think 10 or 15 playable characters, and I get 13 of them thanks to the DLC alone. This will spoil a bit of Wano. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, it will spoil like, I don't know, the first 5 minutes of Wano. Like the Wano chapter.
反乱軍は王都に近い町に本拠地を移したみたい。 もう時間がない。
The Wano chapter in this game covers like the first 5 minutes of Wano and then just makes shit up from there. Like the first 5 minutes of the first level of the Wano chapter, which is 5 levels, is technically canon in like the weirdest Lego brick randomly put together way that they could. Although, one of the characters, or one of the character packs for DLC that I have, does actually massively spoil Wano. So we're going to be avoiding them for a while.
大丈夫。きっとまだ間に合うわ。とにかく先を急ぎましょう。
やめた。は？
おいルフィ、早く行って反乱軍を止めなきゃ。お前100万の人間が激突してえれえ事態になっちまうんだぞ。
つまんねえ。
何をこら。
ビビ、俺はクロコダイルをぶっ飛ばしてんだよ。反乱してる奴らを止めたらクロコダイルは止まるのか？その町についても俺たちは何もすることはねえ。海賊だからな。
Yeah, Luffy here is being a dick, but
こ
he's
いつは
basically
考
being a
え
dick
も
of
なしにたまに
we
確
need
信
to
を
get
つくよ
rid of
な。
the root problem, not the symptoms.
お前はこの戦いで誰も死ななきゃいいって思ってるんだ。国の奴らも俺たちもみんな。七部会が相手でもう100万人も暴れ出してる戦いなのにみんな無事ならいいと思ってるんだ。甘いんじゃねえのか。人は死ぬぞ。
やめてよ、そんな言い方するの。今それを止めようとしてるんじゃない。なぜ誰かが死ななきゃいけないの？悪いのは全部クロコダイルなのに。
じゃあなんでお前は命かけてんだ。この国を見りゃ一番にやんなきゃいけねえことくらい俺だってわかるぞ。
何
I love that he says that, like, I'm an idiot
お前
and
な
I
んか
can
の
see
命
what's
一
going
個
on.
でかけ足りるもんか。
じゃあ一体何をかけたらいいのよ。他にかけられるものなんて私何も。
Fire Warriors 3 came out, I think, somewhere around 2017, maybe? 2017, 20 something like that, or somewhere around there. Yeah, Fire Warriors 3 is an older game. This came out in 2020. It also just recently got DLC, as I keep mentioning, which is kind of weird that it gets that a 3-year-old game like this gets DLC.
俺たちの命くらい一緒にかけてみろ。仲間だろうが。
Yeah, this is a 3-year-old game.
本当はお前が一番悔しくてあいつをぶっ飛ばしてんだ。教えろよ、クロコダイルの居場所。
I do not have any concrete evidence of this, but I genuinely think that this is a different engine. Like, this is a different game engine to Pirate Warriors 3. And it arguably does look worse. And I think that's also why a lot of the costumes, a lot of the optional costumes from the last few games, didn't make it into this one. Because one prevailing thought, as far as I can tell, one prevailing thought that as far as I can tell, is this game was rushed. This game came out in like no time. They had absolutely no time to actually make this game. And so that's why it is, and so that's at least partially why it is the way it is. Like, there's something that I can show off once I have more coins, or once I have more of the rare coins. But you can very clearly tell that there is a distinct. Yeah, you can tell that it looks very distinct. Like this game's models and the previous game's models look extremely different. Like hell. This is Zoro's post-time skip outfit. Can you see the you see at the bottom of his legs, where his leg connects to his coat, it looks like a just block. It's just a block instead of a fabric. This is Wano Zoro. This is Zorojiro. He's a disguise in Wano. But more noticeably, you can see his kimono is not a block. It is actually just a fabric texture. Like, looking at these two, how? And more explicitly, this is DLC. They had extra time to finish this. I don't think they could, or at the very least, they had troubles. Like I said, I think this is made in a different game engine, which means they would have had to port the models from 3 to 4 across game engines. And so I don't think that they had time, or I don't think that they had enough time or resources to do that properly, and so they just said, let's skip that part and just go. Like, there are no cool costumes in this game that aren't required for story purposes. There are no costumes in this game that aren't required for story purposes or just DLC. Like, we have Wano Luffy here, which looks pretty good, but the rest of his outfits are just palette swaps, basically. Nami doesn't even have a second costume. Nami doesn't even have a pre-time skip outfit. She just has this. Oh yeah, hey Katakuri. He has 2 outfits, but again, these are both DLC. These are both premium DLC. You have to buy a very specific DLC for this one, and a very specific other DLC for this one. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any other costumes, which is kind of weird since he is like the flagship character, or one of the flagship characters in this game. Oh, and then these idiots. He does have a costume. He does have an extra costume. The one I mentioned last time, or the one I mentioned in Pirate Warriors 3. He does have his Lucy outfit. You have to unlock it, though, unfortunately. Well, yeah, of course we have to have the Power Rangers. Pink, red, blue, green, black. They're even numbered. 0, 1, 2, 4. I wonder why they would miss. I wonder why they're missing the 3. And then here are the first wave of DLC, the first wave of DLC characters. Fun fact about Yonji. In the English dub, he's voiced by a very explosive dumbass from My Hero Academia. As well as Connie from Attack on Titan. And Ryusui from Dr. Stone. Yep. He's voiced by Shoto Todoroki. Their father is voiced by Sero. Onto Sero. Yep. In English, at least. I can't think of anyone, or I'm not sure, Japanese voice actor. Although I do know, this idiot is voiced by, voiced in Japanese by Sasuke Uchiha, and Uryu Ishida from Bleach. Which is kind of cute that the trifecta has now been completed. And then this is the first wave of DLC. All the first 9 characters released. He actually does have his time skip outfit, but then again, he shows up in the story, so. But yeah, this game is. I know I said this at the beginning of the series, at the beginning of the stream. This game is good. I like this game. This game is worth your time. But there are certain problems that cannot be avoided, and I'm not letting go. On speed. I have no idea who that is. Or more specifically, I don't know the series that he comes from. Oh! Ooh! Interesting. I should actually finish watching some of the films. I think I got to like season 2. I liked it actually. I just never got around to finishing it. Or I don't think it was finished by the time I got to where I was. Oh! This is kind of frustrating to me. This is a separate costume. These are 2 separate costumes. This should be a taunt. Because, yes, so in Alabasta, because of Sanji's wanted poster, it doesn't, or Sanji doesn't have a wanted poster yet. And when Bon Clay, Mr. 2, showed up on the Straw Hat crew, or showed up on the Mary, he copied every member of the Straw Hat crew except for Sanji because he was in the kitchen or something. And so they don't know what Sanji looks like, they only know what he kind of sounds like, and even then, that's only Crocodile. So Sanji, for some reason, decided, they don't know what I look like, let me put on a disguise. And this, I present to you the disguise of Mr. Prince. He just put on yellowed sunglasses. And I maintain that that is... Mr. Prince is actually a very interesting name for him to pick, considering his backstory in Wano. Or not Wano, okay. Keep mixing those 2 up. But, well, in name. But yeah, I still hold true that this should just be a taunt. It should be a taunt of adjust tie, put on glasses, loosen tie, take off glasses. Like Robin's. Like Robin's taunt of like putting on glasses, or Zoro's taunt of putting on his bandana. But yeah, like you just saw, I can swap around costumes however I want. For my first time running through the stage, even if it's not the costume that they wore during the stage. Nice, Sabo. Thanks for showing up so early. So yeah, Sanvi is a speed type, and they just use less stamina during dashes.
オーダー受けたまわりました。
Yeah, it's Panda Man. You can kind of see him on one of the like outcroppings on the building. He's like folded up, holding his knees. This is one of the really cool ways that they keep this loading screen interesting. You just look for Panda Man. And then you have a lightning rod for the second loading screen. There he is. He's up in the pyramid.
クロコダイルのいるレインディナーズを目指したルフィたちだったが、再びスモーカーに追撃され、ビビ、サンジ、チョッパーとはぐれてしまう。
So, funnily enough, in the 4Kids dub, Mr. 3 is first in. In the 4Kids dub, Mr. 3, his only appearance is in here. Because they skip over Little Garden entirely. So, 4Kids just kind of skip over Mr. 3 entirely. And he's just a joke.
スモーカーともどもレインディナーズに突入したものの、ルフィたちはクロコダイルの罠によって捕らえられてしまった。
巧妙な罠だ。
ああ、しようがなかった。避けられた罠よ。後先考えずに突っ込むなんてバッカじゃないの、あんたたち。
Ma'am, did they do anything else?
まったくだ。
あんたもよ。こんな時に私たちを追い回すからこんなことになってんじゃない。
It just occurred to me, this isn't the only time this happens to him. This isn't the only time that he's stuck in a cage with the Straw Hats. And that's kind of hilarious to me.
共に死にゆく者同士、仲良くやればいいじゃねえか。クロコダイル。
Why are you not playable in that form? That's so
噂通
stupid.
りの野犬だな、スモーカー君。穴から俺を味方とは思ってくれてねえようだ。だが正解だ。てめえには自己死してもらうことにしよう。大物相手によく戦ったと政府には報告しておくさ。
あいつが七部会の一人か。
お前がクロコダイル。おい、俺と勝負しろ。
I will say that this does get skipped over in the part where there's free version of this level. Or
ち
version
ょう
of
ど
the
頃はいい。
Alabasta
パー
in
ティーの
general.
始まる時間だ。違うかミス・オール・サンデー。
ええ、間もなく反乱軍がアルバーナに向かって動き出す。
さて、俺たちは一足先に失礼するとしよう。アルバーナで大事な用があるんでな。
It also just occurred to me that Robin is introduced as basically Robin is introduced as the second in command of an organization that's trying to overthrow a government. And then for the time skip, she trains with the Revolutionary Army. So like her entire existence is basically a fuck you. Which is kind of funny. It's like she only exists out of spite.
こちらはクソレストラン。
てめえ、一体何者だ。
俺か？俺はミスター・プリンス。うちのクルーたちが世話になってるようだな。
ミスター・プリンス、今どこにいる？
そりゃ言えねえな。言えばお前は。
手こずらせやがって。もしもし、 レインディナーズの前で妙な男を捕らえました。
ガチャ。
こりゃ
Sorry
いい。
about that was my drink.
見物に行くぞ、ミス・オールさんで。言い忘れてたが、この部屋はじきに水に沈む。じゃあな、麦わらのルフィ。
I would question why you would build something like that, but this is basically a torture chamber. But yeah, and this is just telling you, you don't need to farm for gold coins, you can just use them as many times as you want. But that's one thing I really like about this game, like, despite itself, kind of. It's like, you can see a bunch of love put into it. In, like, the tinier details. Oh, I'm out of money. Lovely. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to farm a lot of this off stream. Oh, 1 second. To check. Oh yeah, raise 3 crew levels. Raise 3 characters' crew levels to 5. I think I've got that.
Yosh, 上出来だ。いい演技だったぜ。これでボスはここへ現れる。僕の俺を出し、覚悟しやがれ。
Yeah, so speed types. From my experience, because I main Katakuri basically, speed types. Speed types game plan is to just dash cancel and everything, because because a lot of their combos have a high end.
あいつらも倒してボスの注意を引けばいいんだな。
ここら辺じゃ見ねえからだが。
悪いな。少しの間眠ってもらうぞ。
So one thing that I kind of like about Sachi, every single one of most of his attacks are named after a cooking terminology, or like some of his most famous attacks are just named after parts of the cow that you get meat from. Like one of his most famous attacks is I think bow shot, and it's literally part of a string of attacks named after parts on an animal that you get meat from, like neck, arm, shoulder, ribs, stuff like that, and he picks the appropriate part of your body. So like when he uses his kick that's named after ribs, he kicks you in the ribs. He kicks you in the neck, he's using the attack named after the neck. And it's kind of a cute, and to me it's kind of a cute,
名前が知れてきたな。この調子だ。
it's kind of a cute detail that all of Sanji's words are named after, or all of Sanji's acts are named after food or techniques. Because Zoro, most of his attacks are named after sushi. Like Tatsumaki, Onigiri, stuff like that. Koro, he has an attack called Koro, and all of those are just types of sushi.
これ以上騒ぎ立てる必要もなさそうだな。そろそろ行くか。
Okay.
こりゃ一体どういうことだ。何が起きてる。おい。
This level kind of makes Crocodile look like an idiot.
街のあちこちで暴れ回って。
Because he basically just starts going off after
あいつがボスだな。
the first commotion, and then the next commotion keeps going after the commotion. It's like, we're done. We've already moved on, sir. I'm pretty sure your idiot underlings can tell you exactly that. Also, you remember when I said, you remember when I said that these stages are a lot bigger than Pirate Warriors 3? This is actually part of the same level as the last level. And this level and the last level are the same level. Are just smaller chunks.
ここにはいねえようだ。
Oh, right. I keep forgetting that autoplay isn't like continuous. You have to press autoplay.
急がないと。もう内乱が始まっちゃったの。もう少しだけ我慢してて、必ず助けを呼んでくるから。
Yeah, the lighting engine. I think it's the lighting on the models that just makes them look weird. Like, it's almost like they're not lit properly.
一体何があったのかしら。
全部作戦通り。
サンジさん。
場所を教えてくれるかい、プリンセス。
お願い、力を貸して。
Yeah. Some it just to adjust his side. And then he loses it.
ルフィさんたちは檻の中なの。早く鍵を探し。
I like taunts like that. Of like, it's not something major, but it does actually change the model in some fashion. Like Luffy putting on attack. That's just really stupid to me and very bad.
ミスター3。おい、檻の鍵を知らねえか。
ミスター3のドルドルの力で檻の合鍵を作れないかしら。
So, Little Darkness skipped over both this and Pirate Warriors 3, and so we kind of missed the first entrance of Mr. 3. And so you kind of missed the Mr. 3's introduction in both games. Okay, I won. Yeah, these stages tend to be either way longer than they have any right to be, or so short that you don't really realize you just beat them. But, yeah, that sign actually does just say, "See a shitty croc." See a shitty croc. Because Sanji's kind of deal, or his, like, he has, like, a verbal tick of if he gives something a nickname, it's shitty something. Like, he called, Zeph shitty geezer, Zoro often is shitty mossball, stuff like that. But, yeah, it's kind of funny that in Mr. 3's introduction on, Little Garden, Luffy just smacks him in the face on instinct. Like, in the final confrontation between him and Luffy on Little Garden, he made, like, an army of perfect copies of himself with his wax powers. And he's like, "Can you find the real me before I go and kill your friends?" And Luffy just lines up a kick, stamps him in the face, and is like, "How did you figure it out?" "I just kicked on instinct." And that was the last time we saw Mr. 3 until he showed up here and then promptly... got by Crocodile before, we just got him. But,
あの雑魚どももう許さん。即刻この手で皆殺しにしてやる。
さっきの部屋はもう湖に沈んだか。間一髪だったぜ。おい、生きてるかルフィ。たく能力者ってのは厄介なリスク背負ってんな。
ロロノはなぜ俺を助けた？
船長命令を聞いただけだ。こいつの気まぐれさ。別に感謝もしなくていいと思うぜ。
クロコダイルはどこだ？
Crocodile's the next level.
気がついた。
Alone.
煙やんのかお前。
行け。今回だけだぜ。俺がてめえらを見逃すのは。次に会ったら命はないと思え。
Smoker
麦
here.
わらのルフィ。
This isn't even the penultimate time you do this.
さあ行こうぜ。アルバーナはどっちだ？
向こう、東へまっすぐよ。
俺、お前嫌いじゃねえな。
さっさと行け。
I admit it. I just realized that between him setting out and now, Luffy has yet to have any prolonged interactions with evil Marines. Because, like, he had interactions with Garp, and Garp isn't that bad of a guy. He had interactions with Smoker, and again, Smoker's not that bad. I don't think he's really had any interactions with any bad Marines outside of Morgan. Right, okay. I was gonna question, like, where did Chopper's hat come from? But then I remembered every stage that you clear gives you a new rare coin. Oh joy, I get to put glasses onto Sanji now. Thank you, game. Oh, I should just to have all of these in the frame. Yeah, these little summary things, they're just basic descriptions to the setup of the level. I just realized something. I don't think that this is an available costume anywhere else. You can only choose this costume for Luffy in the Alabasta one. And the only difference is the like bandage on his arm. I don't think you unlock them for any other stage.
少々ふざけが過ぎたな、麦わらのルフィ。3分。それ以上てめえの相手なんぞしてられねえ。
Luffy doesn't know the meaning of the word. So yeah, this level is literally just beat up Crocodile. I don't know why it couldn't have been tacked onto the other level. Shit. Considering the powers, you might go right through. Unless you're... Well, I was going to say unless you were sopping wet, but then... That probably doesn't exactly... That's not exactly a problem. This series has fantastic music. I love the soundtrack for the previous game, and I don't listen to this one very much, but it's still like this is still good. This is very, very good. And apparently, you can just select any one of them whenever you want. Interesting. Go to unlock that last game. So this idiot is a sky type. He's just constantly floating.
王女には逃げられたが、どのみちアルバーナに向かったエージェントが逃がさぬ。
君はな、弱えくせに目に入るものみんなを助けようとするんだ。お前がいる限り死ぬまでお前に向かっていくから。お前は俺がここで仕留めるんだ。
もう遊びはこの辺でよかろう。
This game, frankly speaking, or this series, I guess, kind of made me realize that one of my favorite genres of music is jazz. It's very brassy jazz.
地面に吸い込まれてく。
流砂を知らんのか。墓標のいらねえ砂漠の便利な卵です。
この砂、走るだけじゃ抜けられねえ。思いっきり飛んじまえば。
I don't know if this is a point in point 4 or against the 4Kids dub. I don't know if this is a point 4 or against the 4Kids dub. This scene in anime, in the 4Kids dub specifically, spawned the phrase "flushed like a desert doo-doo" from Crocodile, because he stuck Luffy into a bunch of quicksand.
悪魔の実の能力は使い方と訓練次第でいくらでも強い戦闘手段になる。この俺に立てていたことを存分に後悔するんだな。もう十分だろう。
So one big question in this, for this fight specifically, is people are wondering why Crocodile didn't use Hockey against Luffy, and it's like, why would he need to? Yeah, Luffy, that attack that he just, that I keep spamming from, it's literally called Gum Gum Bell because of the phrase, when you get hit in the head, it's like you got your bell wrong. That's why he made it. And I love it.
俺を誰だと思ってる。てめえのような口先だけのルーキーなんざいくらでもいるぜ。麦わらのルフィ。このグランドラインにゃよ。
This is also something that a lot of people say. A lot of people said that Luffy shouldn't have survived this, and like getting stabbed in the chest by Crocodile's hook hand and stuck in quicksand. I agree, he shouldn't have. But a wife. And people are saying this is a Deus Ex Machina. It's like, no, it's because she's fucking curious. She's a nerd.
D?
どうやら無駄な質問みたいね。
Yeah, Luffy fights Crocodile 3 times, and each time... Hey, I just beat... Wow, I just came in under 3 minutes. Like, that was canonical. That's kind of cute. But yeah, in the first one, he gets stabbed by Crocodile, but survives because Robin saved him. But in getting stabbed, Luffy then finds out, hey, you're weak to water. And so the next time around, he fights Crocodile, and he brings a lot of water to spray onto Crocodile. He loses again, but through planning, he makes sure that he can get back up. Oh, I do play these a lot. Yeah, like I said, I perfected it on Xbox, so I would hope I'm at least that good. But, so the second time he fights Crocodile, probably not. I don't even know what games I can speedrun. But when Crocodile fights, or when he fights Crocodile a second time, he brings water to spray on Crocodile. He loses, but he makes sure that he can get back up afterwards. Because he Basically, Luffy takes all of the water that he had on him, drinks it, and then fires it up into the air. And Crocodile dehydrates Luffy, because one of Crocodile's abilities is to grab you with his right hand, the one that isn't a hook, and drain all the moisture out of you. The water that all the water that Luffy spat up, then comes falling down and rains down on him, rehydrating Luffy, because he thought ahead. And then the last time he fights Crocodile, he wins because he just decides, I'm not going to lose a third time, and I'm going to use my own blood this time to substitute for water. Or again, if you're watching the 4Kids dub, sweat. Oh, right, okay.
ぼちぼち時間だ。
There we go. Where is Hitman? Or has he spawned? He doesn't always spawn loading screen, unfortunately. Oh, there he is. You can kind of see him up there.
反乱は始まっちゃった。海軍も来てるみたい。状況は最悪ね。だけど止めるわ。船でちゃんと学んだのよ。諦めの悪さなら。
俺たちは反乱を煽っているバロックワークスを止める。ビビちゃんはどうにかして反乱を止めるんだ。
Yeah, like I said, it's a very tiny thing.
ありがとう、みんな。
Like it's a very tiny thing that, like, this is tiny, no one cares, but you did, and that's cool.
分かってると思うが、この戦場には例の変身野郎がいる。いつ仲間になりすましてビビの命を狙ってくるかもしれねえ。少しでも怪しいと思ったら仲間の印を確認するんだ。いいな。
分かったわ。あの時のあれね。
Yeah, that's something with the story.
一味がアラバスタに上陸する直前のこと。ゴーイングメリー号に謎の能力者が乗り込んでくる珍事件が起きた。
until it becomes relevant. Until someone
彼
you're
は
not supposed to
他
know about
人
the
そっ
X
くり
under
に
the
変
bandage
身できる
until
マネマネの実の力を披
this
露。
idiot
ル
shows
フィ
up
た
to
ちは大いに
Sanji
盛り上がり、
dressed as
その
Usopp
正体を知らぬ
and
ま
says,
ま友
"Here's the
情を
bandage. This
育
is
む。
the symbol, right?" and gets decked in the face by Sanji.
付き合った時間とは関係なしん。
だが別れ際、彼がバロックワークスのエージェントミスター2であることが判明する。一味はマネマネの実の力にどう対抗するか方策を練った。
印なら罰がいい。なあビビ、かっこいいもんな。
うん、私もそれがいい。
左腕にバツ印をつけ、その上から包帯を巻く一味とビビ。少しでも仲間が怪しいと感じたら包帯を取ってその印を見せる。そう決めたルフィたちはエンジンを組んで左腕を突き出す。
これから何が起こっても左腕のこれが仲間
He's
の
standing
印だ。
on a box. Chopper's standing
今
on a box.
クロコダイルとの決戦に臨むルフィたちの腕には揃って包帯が巻かれていた。
That is a really cool reference, actually. Them standing like that, especially with all their like accurate facial expressions. That's actually from, I think it was a manga chapter, a manga volume chapter. There was like a color spread of the Straw Hats and Vivi, as well as Vivi's pet duck Karu, facing down all the Baroque Works agents and Crocodile that had yet to be defeated. That is a direct reference to a color spread like that. Yep. So Vivi is technically supposed to have Karu with her, which is basically an ostrich-sized duck that you can like ride like a horse or a chocobo. And the best part of Karu is he's not the only one. He is actually part of a squadron, the Supersonic Duck Squadron, with like 5 other members. And that's actually how they get here so fast. They actually, the entire crew like ride on the ducks to get here before things get too bad. And all of them disguise themselves in the same like basic cloak to look like Vivi, and split up the Baroque Works agents. And they split up Baroque Works agents to do the whole like one-on-one fights that they actually want to do in the series. Deciding these things, or which like nodes to upgrade. Might as well do this at some point. Deciding what nodes to upgrade is like goddamn Monopoly. There we go. Now I'll actually have more combos. Yeah.
バロックワークスに先導されて戦いがどんどん広がってる。だけど止めるわ。まずはバロックワークスを倒しましょう。
But yeah, this is. Oh, if you remember in Pirate Warriors 3, the Alabasta level, like the last thing that you do before going to fight Crocodile. I'll see you next stream. But the last thing you do in the Pirate Warriors 3 level, or the Pirate Warriors 3 Alabasta level, before fighting the Crocodile, was finding the bomb in the tower. And in this one, that's the end point of this level. Okay. Another. I'm sad that they never added Miss Double Thunder. Because there's the so the Broadworks power structure basically is the structure of power for Broadworks is Crocodile's up, then bottom below him. Well, technically beside him. But everybody else, all the other ranks, are pairs. They're pairs of one man and one woman. They're pairs of one man and one woman, with the man being named after a number, so with the man getting a numbered code name, and the woman getting a holiday-based code name, or a day of the week, for a lower rank ones. Miss Doublefinger is the partner of Mr. One, who Miss Doublefinger is technically supposed to be like 1/1, January 1st, New Year's Day. But how Before I help Sanji, I need to get my attire straight. Which is kind of ironic considering it's Sanji. But Miss Doublefinger has the power of spike. You can turn any part of her body into a giant spike.
ここに用がない。ミスターゼロ、行きましょう。
そうだな。クソどもを見下すのも飽きてきたところだ。
But the reason I bring up Miss Doublefinger is Nami actually fights her and beats her. That's the first fight that Nami actually has. Or wants to be the first, like, real fight, technically. Because this is the first time. This is the first fight she has her contact.
こんな状況じゃなければ喜んで虜になるのに。
And then, but during the fight, Nami gets to like manage to land a killing blow on Miss Doublefinger. Nami ends up basically taking a spike through her foot. And when I say through her foot, I'm not joking. Oh yeah, it's just... I forgot about this. It's like... Tashigi pops in, ready to capture me. I kick her ass and she's like, oh wait, yeah, we need to help you instead.
始末させてください。
みんな死になさい。
There's actually a gag. There's actually a gag in the aftermath of the level, or in the aftermath of her fight, where she finds Zoro and has Zoro carry her around because she can't walk. Zoro, the dumbass who had just fought the living cutlery drawer. And was basically held together again by spite. And when Zoro does question, hey, aren't I supposed to be the one that needs help getting around? He's like, oh what, you're going to leave a pretty woman like me to fend for herself? How dare you? I think, I'm hoping at least, I think that this, for this game specifically, I don't have to play through both homes to beat these idiots with their correct characters. I think I just get their cutscenes whenever they die.
俺がお前に勝ったぞ。俺は鉄でも切れる男だ。
Also, I just realized the game I can actually speedrunning.
お前の勝ち
Maybe not any of the mainline games, but not Fortnite.
アルバムにでもしまってくれ。
Also, I've never actually played that.
安らかに死ね。
Yeah, so Zoro's been cut in half like 12 times over. Also, his fingers are extremely long. Like, disturbingly so.
貴様一体
刀に意志が伝わる。
I still love this scene because he like swings towards the leaf, but doesn't want to cut it, so it doesn't. He just puts the sword onto the stone, but he wants to cut the stone, so it just slides right through.
刀一本俺の技を受けきれるとは思えね
いいんだ。もう受けね
え覚悟ありか上等
え。一刀に居合い。獅子孫孫。
アトミックスパート
礼を言う。俺はまだまだ強くなれる。
One down. Apple
お
Swan.
互い様だ
Oh. The swan is coming to me. For some reason. Okay.
この感覚を待ってた。
Oh yeah, speaking of Fun Clay, Impel Down is in this game. It just goes straight from
ふざけた野郎にここまで手こずるとは。
there we go. Yeah, it goes straight from Sabaody to Marineford. And Marineford is like 5 levels in. So that's gonna be fun. The attack that Sanji is using now, or the attack string. The attack string that Sanji is using currently, I don't actually know the real name for it. But I can basically recite it from memory in the 4Kids dub.
バイタは呆れたぜ。まだ息があんのか。
あんたの勝ちよ。殺しなさい。どうせアチシは組織に消される運命。何をグズグズしてんのよ。さっさととどめよ。
I know the 4Kids version because
もうそれ以上言葉はいらねえはず
back
だぜ。
back in like high school, I played
ライバル
One
と
Piece Grand Adventure
友情の証。
all the goddamn time, and I love playing Sanji because I just like Sanji's design and playstyle.
じゃあな。
とどめは刺すのかよ。
But I used that attack we used to finish off on Clay there is his secret attack. His secret attack. That basically is basically your like big super awesome finisher thing. And I learned the 4Kids version of that attack because the game was dubbed by 4Kids. I probably mentioned this once or twice, but One Piece games don't get dubbed anymore because they're just so far ahead usually of where the dub is. But there were there was one game that was dubbed using the 4Kid and the Funimation cast, i.e. the one that most characters still have, or i.e. the one that most characters have, and the most people know, and that is mostly still there. That game that was dubbed by Funimation is not only the Wii game One Piece Unlimited Adventure, it is also 4.5 hours. This takes that long? Goddamn.
ある場所からこ
I
こを
mean,
攻
come on,
撃
this
する
takes
予
that
定な
long.
んだ
I
よ
didn't realize that.
あの男ならやってもおかしくない。砲撃手を探して砲撃を止めなきゃ。
But,
攻撃するなら高い位置からのはずだ。高い建物の近くに怪しい奴がいねえか探すぞ。
but Unlimited Adventure is the first game to be dubbed by the Funimation cast, and the last game to be dubbed ever. Every game after that has been undubbed, has stayed stayed with the Japanese dub.
サウナ念に念を。邪魔しない。殺しかねない。
Fun fact about Grand Adventure, by the way, it is $200 for a box copy on eBay. So I am very happy that I have mine. Oh, by the way, I found where they stay. I found where the bomb is. It's just behind this door. You can very easily tell that because of if I zoom in on the map there is a very explicit "do not enter" sign. That is where the bomb is.
思ったよりやるよ。今引いてあげる。
Alright, so now I just need to find these idiots. Well, get up to these idiots because I can't just make it easy. They can't march the door. Oh, come on. There. That's this one safe.
今すぐ砲撃手の場所を教えろ。
ここから見える建物の中じゃ
See, they gotta spread these guys out and make them hard to find places, because otherwise the level will be over in like 5 minutes. Oh hey, they're not going to top of the middle, okay.
おっと、砲撃手の場所を教
The
えな
AI
さ
is
いよ。
just characters.
貴様らだって何度も目にしてるこういう場所だよ
Oh, one thing about this bit specifically that I'd like to point out. Usopp and Chopper actually have to work together
一番高い建物の上だって聞いた
to take down Mr. Four and Miss Christmas and Miss Merry Christmas. The problem being, during that fight, Usopp kind of got smacked in the face several times by a, like, 4-ton bat.
一番高い建物の上だって聞いたぞ
And so at this point, he is basically just a rounded mummy covered in
くんくん。怪しいぞ。
covered in bandages by Chopper, who was really worried about him. Also, I kind of adore how Sanji and Chopper, he's kind of just the bloodhound of the group, because I guess reindeers have really good senses of smell.
急がねえと。ここが吹っ飛んじゃうんだ。早く砲撃手の場所を教えてくれよ。
貴 貴様らだって何度も目にしてる。そういう場所だよ。
Yeah, canonically, the leader of the rebellion was, the leader of the rebellion is this guy named Oda, who was actually, he actually hung out with, Vivi all the time as kids.
攻撃されたらあなたたちも死ぬのよ。場所を教えて。
階段を登らなきゃならねえ。
And the
高いところだ。
clock tower in which they find this bomb. Spoiler alert, it's in the clock tower at the center. You know.
手間かけさせてんじゃねえ。砲撃手はどこだ。
砲台を置けるような場
That
所を
was
考
where
えればわかるん
she
じゃ
and
ねえかと。
the leader of the rebellion played in as kids all the time.
分かった。あそこ以外考えられない。何度も見ていたはずなのに盲点だった。攻撃手は間違いなくあの時計台の中にいるわ。
So fun fact, apparently, canonically, I think it's Mr. 7. It's Mr. 7 and his Father's Day who is here to, like, protect the bomb. And a couple fun things. First of all, Vivi is actually the person who kicked him out. She gets up here first and then actually does beat Mr. 7 during his Father's Day in one attack, while also like cutting the fuse of the cannon when they fire the bomb. And it is, and again, this is a small thing, but in the Funimation dub of that scene, Caitlin Glass, who does Vivi's voice actor in the dub, gives a fantastic reading of one of the coolest attack names in this series, Peacock String Slasher Run Back, where she basically takes a like string of blades shaped like a peacock's feather and just tosses them forward to feint and then yoinks them back to hit people behind her. But she actually gets up there first and takes out Mr. 7 and Miss Father's Day, which is really badass on her part and kind of something that I really wish was more appreciated. Hey, I got the Miss All Sunday coin. Lovely. Ooh, more souls. But the cool thing about Mr. 7, the Mr. 7 we see in Alabasta for that scene, for the cannon bit, or for the bit with the cannon, not the cannon really happened bit. He's actually the second Mr. 7. He's actually the second Mr. 7, and the original Mr. 7 is shown in the live action, because Baroque Works actually sends Mr. 7 to recruit Zoro at one point, before Zoro just kills that Mr. 7. And that happens in both the live action and the original. We just never see it in the original.
奇妙というかなんというか。解読はできたのか？
ええ。
アラバスタのどこかに眠ってるはずの兵器。それを手に入れてこの地に最高の軍事国家を築く。そのために内乱を扇動し、国の乗っ取りを狙った。さあ、読んでみせろ。世界最悪の軍事力、古代兵器プルトンはどこにある？
記されていないわ。ここには歴史しか記されていない。
First thing, that's a stone cold lie. She is not telling him what it actually says. But second of all, we actually haven't seen Pluton yet. We don't even know what it looks like. I don't think. There has been some revelations regarding Pluton, but I'm not going to share them here because that's beyond the scope of this game.
何？
フルトンなんて言葉は一言も出てこなかった。
そうか。残念だ。
I will say that there's a theory it's just a
お
mole
前は優秀なパート
for some
ナーだ
reason.
ったが、ここで殺すとしよう。フォーネグリフのある場所へお前を連れて行けば、兵器の情報は俺に譲る。そういう協定だった。しかし、最後にお前は公約を破った。この国のポーネグリフはプルトンの手がかりすら示さねえ。
あなたがそういう行動に出るなら、私にも考えがある。
ワニはどこだ？ぶっ飛ばしてやるぞ、あいつ！あの奥、ワニっぽいな。
Luffy, you were looking at a closed door. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure Luffy comes up with like a new nickname for basically every boss, for every like boss of an arc. Like I think Wani is just a shortened version of. Like I think he's not calling him by name by crocodile. I think he's just using the Japanese term for crocodile. I mean, he has some good ones. Traffy for Law, Jaggy for Kid. Those are actually really good. Mingo is a good one. And it's very insulting, which is appropriate. So I think I've mentioned this at least a few times by now, but Luffy, on his run down into like this area of the
水をかぶれ、ナイフも刺さるでしょう。避けた。どこへ？
すべてを許そうニコロビン。
Yeah, she's literally had that from like
な
day
ぜなら
two.
俺は花から誰一人信用しちゃいねえからさ。
But on Luffy's way down into here, he literally, because he didn't have any more water, he decided, well, blood is the same as water, right? It's all liquid and sticky and can make sand hard. So he just, as he ran down, scraped his knuckles on the stone walls in the cavern, or in the tomb. And once again, in the 4Kids version, because blood is a no-no, they just said, yeah, I got all sweaty, and now my knuckles are done. Now my knuckles are wet. Oh, damn. I mean, he didn't have any water. What else was he supposed to do? Pee on him? I don't need skills. I don't need skill. Really? Is that far away? There you go. Oh. But what are you shy? Okay, no, Luffy would definitely be the type of person to piss on someone. God damn it, I can't get to any of the skills that he actually has. Oh, I'm broken again. Lovely. There we go. God damn it. Yeah. Doesn't work. Skills. Okay.
なぜ生きてるんだ。何度も何度もなぜてめえは俺に立ち向かってくる。
まだ返してもらってねえからお前が奪った国を
おかしなことを言うやつだ。
1 second.
はこれからもらう。
俺たちがここに来た時にはもうとっくになかったぞ。あいつの国なんてここが本当にあいつの国ならもっと笑ってられるはずだ。
お前の目的はこの国にはね
Oh,
え。
while all of this is going down, I think
ビビは
Vivi's father, King Cobra, yes, his name is actually Cobra,
一番に命を捨てて人を助けようとする。
and Robin are both just sitting there watching
獲
this.
物を見捨てちまえばいいと俺は。
死なせたくねえから仲間だろうが。
どうは俺をぶちのめしたいらしい。俺もお前を目障りな敵と認めよう。
So I mentioned in the Impel Down level, oh hey, that, I mentioned in the Impel Down level, in Pirate Warriors 3, but there is a theory that,
柱から水が出たぞ。もしかしたら他の柱も。
am I using the right one? Ah. Well done. But I mentioned the theory of him being the crocodile here being Luffy's mom, and I would like to submit this specific fight as evidence against that theory. And not the whole him being trans theory. I think that's entirely plausible. But like, I do not think that he would treat his own son like this. Because like, yeah, no, sure, he might not recognize the kid, but like, he recognize the name. There we go. Cannon victory.
ザート
ストーム。
ラスパーガ
Yeah, Luffy blasted him through like several layers of tubes. I love how bored Robin looks on her coin. Like she just does not care. Oh, hey, we unlocked Sandman.
死闘の末、ルフィはクロコダイルを撃破し、バロックワークスは壊滅。アラバスタの反乱は麦わらの一味とビビの活躍により終結した。束の間の休息と宴に興じるルフィたちだったが、海軍は彼らを捕らえるべく海上封鎖を敢行。ゴーイングメリー号を心配する一味のもとに船は無事だと連絡が入る。その相手は敵として戦ったミスター2ボンクレーだった。
ダチだからよ。
さらにミスター2はビビを待つという一味の友情に心を打たれ、部下と共に自らおとりとなって海軍の攻撃からルフィたちを逃がす。
男の道をそれるとも。
That's another thing the team does. There are a few translation issues, I think. For like, maybe not translation, but spelling.
散らばもろとも誠の空に咲かせてみせよう。おーかまウェイ。
Like, for example, Bill Flamingo, when he's called Gopi, you spell it with one F instead of two.
一方ビビは一味と共に航海を続けるか、それとも国に残り王女として生きていくか、一つの選択を前にしていた。その選択に結論を出したビビはクロコダイルの脅威が去ったアラバスタの国民に向け演説を始める。
少しだけ冒険をしました。それは暗い海を渡る絶望を探す旅でした。
Yeah, Buckley does that a lot.
嵐の中で
He has like at
一
least
隻の船に会いました。
of saving his friends by sacrificing
私の背
himself.
中を押してこう言います。お前にはあの光が見えないのか。海に逆らわず、しかし船首はまっすぐに、たとえ逆風だろうとも。そして指をさします。見ろ、光があった。歴史はやがてこれを幻と呼ぶけれど、私にはそれだけが真実。そして
The One Piece TCG put out a new booster set recently. One of the cards from it is there are several VV based cards in it, and like all of them are like 100 bucks minimum. And I'm very mad about that.
お別れを言いに来たの。今なんて。私
The TCG also has
一緒には行けません。今まで
one
本
of
当
the
に
cards you need is like this thing called a Dawn card, which is basically just a resource to play cards.
私はやっぱりこの国を
And
愛してるから。
every new booster set releases like special Dawn cards with
そっか。私は
unique artwork from like unique panels from the series.
印な
And
ら
one of
罰
the
がいい。
unique Dawn cards from the
海
newest
賊だ
set
ろ。
でもあれ本来
references this
相
scene,
手への死を意味するんだぞ。
いいんだ、罰がいい。
and I really
な
kind
あ
of
ビ
want
ビ、
one.
かっこいいもんな。
私もそれがいい。
何でもいいから書けよ。本題はそこじゃねえんだ。
Because this scene is really cute.
これでよし
It's also another scene where she's supposed to have her duck.
いつかまた会えたらもう一度仲間と呼んでくれますか。
いつまでもバカ返事しちゃダメ。海軍がビビに気づいてる。私たちとビビとの関わりを証拠づけたらビビは罪人になるわ。このまま黙って別れましょう。
This is
これ
such
か
a
ら
fucking
何が
great
起こって
scene.
も左腕のこれが仲間の印だ。
Fun. Actually, speaking of her duck, and speaking of Karu, Karu actually has the mark as well. They drew the X on the duck's feathers, or on the duck's wing. And Karu does, like, hold up his arm like that in solidarity. From one gut punch to the second. Because guess what next level is? And what's even worse, you play Usopp's side of this one. But, for now... Hey, Robin. Yeah, like I said. We got Robin. She's on the ship now. Which is very helpful. Which is very nice. For now, I am going to leave it there. We are going to continue next stream, and I think we're going to finish Annie's Lobby next stream, or we're going to try to. We should be able to, because I don't think I'll have as many, like... I don't think I'll have as much, like, setup or deep dives for that Annie's Lobby. Well, I will still, but, like, it won't take as much of the stream. But for now, I think I'm going to sign off, and I'm gonna farm quite a bit in the off time. So hopefully when I get back, or hopefully next stream, I'm going to have like at least like level 4 or 5 characters instead of level 2. By the way, the max is 18. Alright. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out. I'll see you next time.